Magbabakbakan sa ating second game of our Wednesday doubleheader, none other than the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings going up against the surging Mahindra Enforcers. Totoong bakbakan ito the last time they met. Maganda ang kanilang laban and we expect more of the same sa gabing ito. Grabe nga pinakikita nila. They're number 2, solo 2 sa standings right behind the Meralco Bolts. Who would have thought just in their 4th conference dito sa PBA na ganyan na ang kanilang ipapakita. Simula na ng tagisan ng tunay na lakas. Cobra, gusto ko pa ang unang possession ng laro. Napunta sa mga nakapulang Mahindra Enforcers in their Revilla, Dehesa, Gilchrist Canaleta, and Chito Jaime na magandang laro in that other game. Ng mga nakaputi naman, Barangay Ginebra, Tenorio ang kikiwa in the backcourt, Slaughter Aguilar, and Ophios Jeffers ang kanilang import in the front line. That's a miss from the red shirts. Balik tayo sa Ginebra Kings and let's see who'll get the first 2 of this game. Sino ba? Kung hindi, si LA Tenorio.
Prior to their game against Hot Shots, he was only averaging less than 7 points per ball game. So definitely after that 12-point explosion, his confidence level is really high.
Nothing again sa panic ng Mahindra. And Tenorio, a while ago, nagmamadali. Ngayon, change of pace naman. Nakaset up na depensa ng Mahindra Enforcers. And that's what LA Tenorio can do, dictate the tempo of the game.
He's just a great point guard. He can set the table for his team. And what is so nice is he's actually sacrificing a lot. He's not scoring the usual numbers that he used to average in his previous conferences. He's just so happy to give the ball to the top 3 scorers. Jeffers, Slaughter, and Aguilar for Ginebra.
Tama yun. Eh, kung kailangan naman pumunta sa dulo, kaya rin niyang gawin yun. There's Japet Aguilar. So we talked about Tenorio. We talked about Japet Aguilar. Both of them have scored a field goal dito sa ating early goings. You can see the confidence level talagang umangat na para kay Japet.
He's a 55% shooter, and most of those shots is not really slam dunk. He can now shoot consistently from 18 feet and below.
Another miss on the side of the Mahindra Enforcers. Hindi sila makapuntos. Mark Kagiwa, veteran influence on that starting lineup. There's a push. And you know, you'll hear us saying Tenorio a lot. We normally call him LA, pero we can't. Dahil may LA rin yung kabilang team. LA Revilla naman nakabantay. Foul ni Revilla yung kontra kay Tenorio.
LA Revilla, 26 minutes per ball game, averaging 12 points also. So he's also the top point guard here for his team. It's gonna be a good matchup here.
Tama yun. Isa sa pinaka-key matchups na abangan natin as this game progresses. Aguilar goes to his partner, Greg Slaughter. So the big boys have put the hoop in, the basket into the hoop rather. And itong si Greg Slaughter will have a bonus free throw right now in the paint. And you want to get Greg Slaughter started early. Hindi siya nakaarangkada noong first half against Star in their last ball game. But kasi it was Japet na gumagawa ng Coach Ryan. Pero si Greg, siyempre, coming along pa lang. He didn't play in their first game. And he's slowly getting back into his MVP form from last conference.
16 points per game. That is his average in the 3 games that he has played. And it is so nice because he's attacking even the defense of the import. So you can just feel that the confidence level also of Greg has skyrocketed under the tutelage of Coach Tim Cone.
And still unable to score ang Mahindra Enforcers. Ngunit ito naman sa pag-atake ni Ophios Jeffers, he's called for an offensive foul. That's gonna be his first. Ophios Jeffers, he's a balik PBA. Naglaro yan ng isang game para sa TNT a season ago. And now he's here for Barangay Ginebra. All his possible contractual problems are behind him. So kaya naman nakakalaro siya ng tuloy-tuloy para sa Barangay Ginebra.
Yes, in the first 2 games, Ginebra dropped to 0-2. But in the last 2 games, with Jeffers really scoring so well against Rain or Shine, it's no longer an experiment. This is now a formula for winning for Ginebra. Can you imagine this guy can compete in an import-laden conference? Ginebra is actually allowed to get a 6-9 import. Yeah. So next conference, mas maliliit na yung mga yan. So this guy will definitely dominate.
Yun na nga, kung nag-stick siya rito sa second conference, tuloy-tuloy na yan. Grabe na yung gelling niya with his teammates. They should have the advantage pagdating ng Governor's Cup. Pero nakita natin, as Greg is at the line right now, Coach Ryan. Past 3 sequences para sa Mahindra. 3-point shot na kanilang tinira. So not unable to go into that shaded area. Ginebra doing something right, forcing to shoot from the outside. On this side naman, andyan si Greg standing tall.
Oh, we've talked about his numbers in the points department. 16.7 11 rebounds per game, and 1 block shot. Now you ask me, why is it so hard for Kia to penetrate? It is because Slaughter really gets so much space in the middle, you will just opt to take that shot from the outside instead of being blocked.
Okay, pass. I want you to attack. Okay, attack. KG's in the corner. Okay, again. Okay, KG, go. Okay, guard. Down screen. I want you to go to the pinch post. Okay, pinch post. I want you to attack him. Okay, come on. Kami, nilalakad nila yung bola. Naglalakad din kayo eh. Let's go. Tayo naman.
You guys are watching the PBA live here at Ynares, Antipolo, and the Manila Classical win of Ginebra against the Star Hotshots was the perfect opportunity for the team to pick up their momentum. The players were saying that, and also Coach Tim always tells his players how important it is to trust and stick to their team defense, especially when they're down in the game. So the team only had 2 to 3 days rest after a big game, so Ginebra came mentally prepared here against Mahindra. Now let's turn you over to our panel.
Maraming salamat, Sel Guevara, ating kasama at courtside. You talk about being ready, definitely. As we see LA Revilla got poked in the eye on the drive. House was forced to call a timeout, Coach Ryan. Pero yung sinasabing ready nga, 9-0 ang ating score. Defense is there, keeping Mahindra out of the shaded area. So they came, they brought that momentum mula sa kanilang huling laro.
Mahindra 3-1. And look at Barangay Ginebra. After starting the conference 0-2, they are now 2-2.
Tied with NLEX for the 5th and 6th position sa ating standings. At ayan na naman, 3-point shot na naman ang tinira ni Canaleta coming out of that short timeout. And here's Ginebra again on the attack.
And 0 out of 6 already from the field. Ito Mahindra. So I heard Coach Chito Victorero say we are shooting shots from the outside. That is the shot that Ginebra is giving. You should not go into that bait. If you're going up against Coach Tim Cone, he wants low percentage shots. So attack the basket, get to the line, and get fouled.
And curiously, Coach Ryan, di pa nakakahawak ng bola si Augustus Gilchrist. He's the 6'9", 6'10 import ng Mahindra. Pero the ball has not gone through him in any of their plays. Ito si John Pinto in the ball game. They can't go inside. Andyan na naman sa labas, Chito Jaime. And that short rebound by Otheus Jeffers. Now don't be fooled. 6'2", 6'3 lang yan. Pero humugot na rebound na si Jeffers.
Oh yes, he actually plays bigger than his height. And look at Ginebra, 11-0 now. And what is again so impressive about their start is they are not letting up. They're still playing tough defense. Still no attempt inside the paint. Another outside shot for the enforcers. And the rebound again by Ginebra.
Tenorio, sinurvey muna sitwasyon. Walang kakampi. Pero tinira pa rin. That's a miss from LA Tenorio. Just testing the defense ng Mahindra enforcers. Pinto is inside early sapagkat si Revilla nga had to be substituted after getting poked in the eye. Now, it's Mark Agiwa holding on to his eye area. Seems to have gotten hit in transition.
Yeah. Coach Chito Victorero is actually complaining to the refs because it was Mark Agiwa who was poked, and yet he had that chance to call a timeout. Usually the offensive team will be given an opportunity to call a timeout, and that is why look at Coach Chito and of course Ginebra. They're on the defensive side. They should not have been given that timeout, but probably it's a dire situation. There was probably blood on the eye of Kagiwa. Let's check in a while.
Actually, nakita nga natin, no? They showed it. There's the hit from the elbow. Napakatulis na siko ni Japet Aguilar, tumama sa kanyang kakampi. So Kagiwa will have to be tended to ng kanilang mga team physicians. And a substitution has been made. Chris Ellis, pinasok na ni Coach Tim Cone. So early substitutions for both teams. And ngayon, pati na rin ito si Kyle Pascual, pinasok na ni Coach Chito Victorero. Try to see what he can do. Pinto. Goes out to Pascual. He can hit that. And he does sink the first basket ng Mahindra. And it's 4.5 minutes bago sila nakashoot.
Finally a basket. Pascual on a perimeter jumper, but it was Pinto who really set that up. He penetrated, forced the defense to collapse, and gave that chance for Pascual to hit an open jumper.
And great defense mula kay Pinto sa pagtawid ni Tenorio, forcing LA to call a 30-second timeout. So, one timeout each burned by the LAs dito sa ating first quarter for the respective teams. 11-2, early score, and a great performance from Ginebra. Hindi nakakapasok ang Mahindra. Ito para sa kakaibang viewing experience. Download at mag-register na sa 5 Panalo app at alamin mamaya sa Sports 360 Blitz ang pinakabagong sorpresa. At ito niyan ng TV5. You are watching the PBA on TV5, the Philippine Olympic Network. Ito po ang liga ng mga bida, ang PBA. Charlie Cuna po ang inyong likod kasama si Coach Ryan Gregorio. And, well, you know, you watch Ginebra, you see the improvement. You know, yung dalawang unang laro nila, one was overtime. The second one was a very close loss. So their record could very well be 3-1, maybe 4-0 even, with just a few breaks going their way. But right now, the past 2 games, you see they're surging.
Oh yes, and what is nice is they don't panic as we see the slow-mo, an inadvertent finger in the eye of LA Revilla. But definitely hindi sadya. Kita naman natin.
He had the presence of mind to call a timeout immediately. So naka-recover naman. Pero 11-2 pa rin ang score. Ang bola nasa mga nakaputing Ginebra Kings. They go to Greg Slaughter, stripped away by Gilchrist. Tumatakbo si Dehesa. Up ahead to Pinto. But the defense is right there in his face. And now they're going the other way. Tenorio leans in. Kulang sa Pectus. Bakbakan sa rebound. Jeffers! Basket na. Chance pa maka 3-point play.
Just so strong inside the paint. We've been mentioning it. Undersized and less than 6'3". But look at his timing. He gets this offensive rebound. Did not panic. Was so patient in there. He knows that he's not tall, but he knows how to use that elevation to score underneath the basket. First 3 points in the ball game, and look at this guy. We've been talking about also the number of rebounds that he gets every night. 17.8. Amazing.
Saka dun sa 17.8 na yun, Coach Ryan, about 5 and a half or 6 of them are offensive rebounds.
Oh yes.
So that was the first one para kay Odious Jeffers in this game.
Oh, there's another guy, the third one.
Tama, natamaan din sa may mata. Greg Slaughter is bleeding. So that's 2 casualties para sa Barangay Ginebra, 1 for Mahindra. And the second time blood has been drawn from Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Nauna si Mark Agiwa just a while ago. Ngayon si Greg Slaughter naman, so working overtime yung kanilang mga doktor.
Oh yes, at every time there is blood, you really have to stop the game.
We didn't see what happened. Parang ang bilis na nangyayari doon.
Yeah, the first one, Aguilar's elbow hit the head of Mark Agiwa. But this time, let's look at the slow-mo. After this nice steal,
Oh, it's Japet
it's again. Japet!
Dalawa na. And you see him saying sorry immediately kay Greg. Pero dalawa na ang casualty ni Japet Aguilar dito. And both his teammates, Kagiwa and Greg Slaughter. And obviously, as you said, hindi nga sadya. Dahil kakampingan niya yung
Of
kanyang
course,
tinamaan.
yes.
So he has to ref itong malaking mama na si Greg Slaughter. He'll go to the bench to be treated. Joe Devance naman ang pinasok ni Coach Tim Cone. A familiar face for Tim Cone to look at whenever he looks at the bench. Tagal lang naglaro sa kanya yan si Joe Devance. Japet, brushing off yung kanyang pagsiko sa kanyang kakampi to hit that jumper from 15.
It's nice ball movement by Ginebra. 6 passes at least. Waited patiently for Japet Aguilar's wide open look in the 15-foot line.
Pascual nakabasket a while ago. Will he make it 2? Yes, sir. Para sa former Sun Bella Red Lion.
This is the only guy who's scoring for Mahindra. He came off the bench. Starters never scored the basket. And now, they have 4 points in the scoreboard.
Ganda bunot ni Tito Victolero dito kay Kyle Pascual. Missed a couple of games already this conference. But now reactivated. Playing well. Pero ang hirap naman kasi kung ganyang klase player ang kalaban mo, LA Tenorio. Dribbling display, swak na swak pa yung tira.
For a while, I thought I was looking at Steph Curry.
Ayan. Analeta on the drive. And you know, your coach Chito and the rest of the coaching staff ng Mahindra, that's what you want to see. More aggressiveness patungong basket.
This should be on cue for Mahindra. There is no 7-footer who will man the paint defensively for Ginebra because Slaughter is down. So you don't settle for an outside shot. You want to attack the basket and score on higher percentage shots.
That's a miss from outside from JDV. Panoorin natin itong play ni LA. Cool play yan. At it's atin ng Hitachi. 3 world-class innovations. One name in air conditioning. Hitachi.
That should be in our highlight reel this weekend. The dribbling display and the way he was able to fool the defense.
And tickle those nylon cords ng ating net. Swak na swak yung tira. Walang rim na tinamaan.
Saktong-sakto.
Right now the ball is with the red shirts. Gilchrist goes to Pinto. Pinto drives the lane, finds in the corner. Aldrich Ramos nakamapasok lang. Instant offense from Aldrich.
Swerte pa to si Coach Chito Victorero dahil yung mga bunot niya ang gaganda.
Kasabay pumasok ni Aldrich just a while ago. Ito si Mike Di Gregorio. A guard who can shoot from the outside. Ito na natin kung makakapagol yan mula sa labas. They haven't been getting much from 3-point land. That's his specialty. Ellis. Nita si Ellie. Fake. Basket bounces long. Rebound taken by Gilchrist. Aldrich Ramos binaba ang bola. Pinto will attack. Find Pascual. That's short. And a good rebound inside by Pinto. Naantay na. Marami pang oras sa kanilang shot clock. They go to Gilchrist. Turnaround jumper. That doesn't fall.
Chapit Aguilar playing tough defense. He's going one-on-one against the import of Mahindra, who scored 34 or 30 points in their last game, but so far, still nothing.
Alam mo, kung ikaw si Japet kasi sabi mo, Denzel Bowles, best import dati, alam natin, championship player yan. Medyo nahipahirapan ko sa last game, di ba? So ito si Gilchrist, bago pa yan, di masyadong as impressive kay Denzel Bowles. So yung kumpiyansa nga nito si Japet Aguilar, obviously nandiyan.
Two things that he has that should make him a really good defender. Number one, he has the height. Number two, that incredible wingspan. Dagdag mo pa yung number 3, he has the elevation. So makakailang talaga siya maski sino ang kanyang katapat.
But there's a foul inside. Mahindra called for another team foul, and Ellis is at the line. That's the Air Force Ellis. We talk about Air Force Ellis, and of course, he has had his share of highlights in his career. Pero yun na nga, parang laging naghahanap sila ng mas marami pa mula rito kay Chris Ellis. Anyway, let's turn you over first to Sel Guevara. Sel?
Alam mo, Charlie, Coach Ryan, we have a triple bloody encounter here in the first quarter. Here's our injury update with Mark Kagiwa. He has a cut on his right eyebrow but seems to be okay kasi nalagyan na ito ng tape at ginamot na. And L.A. Revilla is currently in the dugout right now because the inside of his right eye got poked. Namumula ito. The doctors are seeing kung ano ba yung further injury sa loob ng kanyang mata. And as for Greg Slaughter naman, he also suffered a cut from Japet Aguilar sa kanyang right cheekbone near his eye. According to their medical team, according to the Ginebra medical team, they're gonna have to assess kung kailangan pa tong itahe. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Sel. Of course, yun na nga. Pag sa may cheek, won't hamper him as much if they can close it right away.
Yes.
Pero kung tuloy-tuloy yung dugo, kailangan i-rush sa hospital.
Tama yan. Pero buti na lang, maganda yung intervention natin dito. Maganda yung medical team. Meron ng Ginebra, meron din ng PBA.
Yun na nga. Here at the Ynares Center, some fancy moves inside resulted in a basket. Ngunit, it doesn't count because an offensive foul is called on Gilchrist. And is that his third personal? Dito si Gilchrist already dito sa ating first quarter. No Eli Revilla, Coach Ryan. Gilchrist saddled with 3 personal fouls. So medyo uphill climb para sa Mahindra right now, down by 12.
Oh, that's a sad development because Gilchrist, who's really known to be a scorer, who has not scored the entire in the time that he played here in the first quarter, now has to sit on the bench. He cannot afford to get his fourth in the first 2 quarters.
Pinasok para kay Gilchrist, ito si Bradwin Quinto, ang rookie na alam naman natin makikipagpakbakan sa loob ng shaded area yan. Bit undersized however, especially against the tall trees ng Barangay Ginebra. There's Di Gregorio. 3-pointer is off target. Tenorio didn't see Joe Devance na nandun, nag-aantay na sa baba. Ngayon binigay rin niya. Yun din ang naging resulta, Coach.
That's a good setup job. Fantastic timing. He was able to push the ball. He did not wait for the defense of Mahindra to set up. And just an easy basket for Joe Devance.
Bradwin, dito ka. Aldrin sa kabila. O, counter ka. Oo. Ngayon, kung si Aldrin sa may ball sa pick and roll, same thing. Okay? They will go to zone. Aldrin or you. They will switch. Let's go to the post. Bradwin, you will dive. Okay? You will dive. Now, spot up. Now, you can call If you call a pick and roll play, they will go to zone. You can do that, but make sure after that pick and roll, we go regular. Pass, pass, pass. Okay? And then motion. Our motion. Use our motion. Come on. Okay? Hey, we pick up. Hey, listen, Pablo. Huwag niyong madaliin. Dahan-dahan lang. Kasi kapag first quarter lang yan eh. Baba nyo lang sa 8. Okay na tayo. Okay?
Coach Ryan, usapang Nino Canaleta naman ngayon. Sa huling laro ng Mahindra Enforcers, kalaban nila NLEX. Di ba doon siya nanggaling? Trinade siya ng NLEX. So mukhang may axe to grind siya. Nagpakitang gilas.
And look at the numbers. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 triples. But I think more than that pakitang gilas, dahil may axe to grind siya. Remember at the start of this conference, his name was always mentioned as the guy who could probably be traded this conference. So now, tumahimik na yung mga usap-usapan na yan. KG Canaleta is a key player here for Mahindra.
Paano mo i-trade kung ganyan ang
Yes.
production, ano? And you know, we have to remember, Ginebra also traded him before.
Yeah.
Diba? So baka naman, may iniisip din siya ipakita rito sa Barangay Ginebra.
Maganda rin yan.
So far,
Tama.
wala pa. Nakakaisang field goal pa lang siya. Pero let's see as the game progresses. And that's what can happen sometimes when you give it to the big man on the run. Aldrich Ramos, bago pa man niya na-dribble eh. Naglakad na.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lineup of Mahindra right now. The only way they can score is through fast breaks. But you don't want to turn the ball over by being so careless with the leather.
Dave Marcelo. Just checking to the game. Some physicality inside going on with the import Jeffers. Who's gonna pick this up? Mark Yee. You talk about physicality. Ayan, kasama palagi si Mark Yee sa ganyan. They go to Di Gregorio. Di Gregorio. Leaving it for Ginto. Nothing happening sa opensa ng Mahindra. 2-3 fakes. They go back to Ginto. He's in the lane. And that's 3 seconds. Unang tumawag doon, si Coach Tito. Siya yung sumisenyas.
Yeah, unfortunately, wala siyang whistle. Pero kung may whistle yan,
umito na yun
baka
sigurado.
sakaling pumito na siya. But that's the game plan. As soon as somebody gets the ball in the paint, double team, triple team, whoever that man is.
Remember, magparamdam kayo sa inyong paboritong PBA idols using Shout. It's a new way of expressing yourself quickly and easily. Go to Sports 5 PH and click the tab para magpabati sa inyong mga bida dito sa Liga. Libre po ito. Wala pong registration na kinakailangan para riyan. And a lot of guys have really got hooked on Shout. Pass inside, OTS Jeffers loses it. Paulo Hubalde in the ball game. Goes to Hiram Bagaching. Si Hiram gustong-gusto turmef dito. Remember, he won a game against NLEX. On a three-pointer.
Of course, yeah. I still
Last
vividly
season.
remember that. I think we were supposed to... we were covering the second game.
Tama
Diba?
yun.
Kaya natin natandaan.
Kaya nakita natin. But so now another basket na nakuha nitong Mahindra inside. They finally hit double digits. Aldrich Ramos gets another field goal. 22-10, under a minute remaining in quarter 1. And another whistle inside. 3-second violation tinawag kontra kay Jeffers. So Mahindra gustong mag-capitalize dito sa turnover ng Barangay.
And this is their best chance because Jeffers will hit the bench. There is no Japit Aguilar. There is no Greg Slaughter. So this can be a good momentum shifter here for Mahindra.
Bradwin Ginto, labas kay Hubalde. To Mark Yee. Down to 6 to shoot. Mark Yee, pinalipad, tatlong player, at naka-basket. Si Mark Yee talaga, may mga ganyan na moves eh.
May kontra-tempo to eh. Tsaka maganda yung back to the basket ito at semi-jump hook. Pinakitaan niya yung kupunan ng Ginebra na hindi siya mahihinto sa poste.
Partner, one of his best games last conference was against Ginebra here at the Ynares Center. Then, yung mga palinin-linin na katulad niyan, ginawa rin ni Mark Yee yan dati.
Hindi nga siya mabantayan ni Aguilar. Remember
Exactly.
that?
Yung game na yun.
Oo.
Diba? So, he has confidence as well. Last second shot time para sa Mahindra. And they do go back to Mark Yee. Di kumagat sa jump. Ito si Eli sa fake. Hubalde going up. Mintis ang kanyang lefty layup. But he'll go to the line para sa dalawang free throws, leaving just 2.9 on the game clock.
I see a little frustration in the eyes of Coach Tim Cohn, and the reason for that is nobody should be able to be open on the weak side because it is just a single coverage. You should not even double team or collapse if Mark Yee is backing down his opponent. So galit si Tim Cohn dahil paano nakapasok sa cut itong si Ubalde. Pero mukhang napawi naman dahil nagmintis ng free throw.
Hindi siya una eh. Pangalawa naman, pinasok ni Paulo. So 13 ang score ng Mahindra, trailing by 9. There's some time for Joe Devance to hoist this one up from three-quarters court. Pero hindi na umabot ang kanyang tira. It was basically a Ginebra show, especially early on. Dito sa quarter 1, they went 11-0 before nakashoot. Itong Mahindra, L.A. Tenorio leading the way. And his teammates followed suit. Pagkatapos ng unang 12 minuto ng ating bakbakan dito sa Ynares Center. In this match of two teams trying to keep their momentum, Ginebra have the edge. Siyam ang kanilang lamang.